Okay, good morning guys, and again welcome to my YouTube channel. This is your Prof Zeus, and for this morning we'll be discussing about preparation of the worksheet. Okay, so this is a continuation of our discussion about basic accounting. So from the accounting cycle, we discuss about the different steps like how to analyze transactions, why do we have to analyze it, then recording, and then posting, and then preparing a trial balance, and then of course, last time we discussed about the preparation of the adjusting entries. Okay, so as we said earlier, or in our last session, we adjust because we want to update the balances of certain accounts in the books. Okay, because of the passage of time, there could be some transactions which we need to effect, okay, or to reflect in the books of accounts. Okay, so we have done that in our last session. So we are now going to prepare the worksheet. Okay, this is actually a an optional step. The accountant may or may not prepare this worksheet. Okay, but this worksheet will facilitate the preparation of the financial statement. So what comprise of the columns in the worksheet? So you will start with the unadjusted trial balance, the debit and the credit, and then you have the adjustment. So this is where we will put all the adjusting entries that we have identified. Then the unadjusted plus minus the adjustments, you have the adjusted trial balance, debit and credit. And then of course, we will distribute this between the income statement and the balance sheet. So depending on the accounts involved, we will identify whether it's an income statement account or a balance sheet account. Okay? So let us now proceed. So ito yung mga adjustments. So these are the adjusting entries that we have prepared in our last session. Now, anong gagawin natin? For those accounts that are in the unadjusted trial balance, we just have to put the adjustments, no, under the adjustments column. But for those accounts that are not in here, then we have to put them sa baba. Okay. Now let us now start. Okay. So number one is rent expense. If you would notice, there is no rent expense here. So what are we going to do? We put it at the bottom. So you have adjustments. Okay, number one, you have rent expense. For how much? 12,000 debit. So 12,000 debit under the adjustments column, 12,000. Medyo nakakaduling siya. And then credit prepaid rent here. Credit prepaid rent, 12,000. Okay. And then next one is supplies expense. So there's no supplies expense here. So lagay natin sa baba, supplies expense. How much is supplies expense? 2,500 debit. And then the credit is office supplies, which is nandito. So 2,500. You may want to indicate the adjusting entry number. So say for example, this is adjusting entry number 1. This is adjusting entry number 2 for proper referencing. Okay. Next, depreciation expense. So we have no depreciation expense here. So sa baba natin siya nalagay. Depreciation expense. For how much? 6,000. Okay, there's no accumulated depreciation here. So sa baba rin. Accumulated depreciation. This is for the office equipment. How much is that? 6,000. Tama, 6,000 dito. And then you have depreciation expense. For how much? That's 4,000 pesos. And then accumulated depreciation. For 4,000 pesos. Okay, the last one, you have debit revenue. We have revenue here. Debit siya for 12,000 pesos. So this is number 5. And then credit unearned revenue. There's no unearned revenue here. So we have unearned revenue. For how much? 12,000. Okay, so we get the total of the debits and the credits. So we have 12,000 plus 12,000 plus 2,005 plus 6,000 plus 4,000. So that's 36,500. And then here, 12,000 plus 25 plus 6,000 plus 4 plus 12 is 36,005. Okay, so double rule again para maganda yung work natin. So, okay, dito sabi ko nga, unadjusted plus adjustments, you have the adjusted. Okay, so let's start. Cash, there's no adjustment, so we just forward it to adjusted trial balance, 257,000. Receivables, wala ring adjustment, so 100,000. Prepaid rent is an adjustment, so debit of 36 minus credit, so we have 24,000 left. Okay, here, that's 7,005. 10,000 minus 25 is 7,005. Equipment is 30,000. Office furniture is 20,000. Accounts payable is 17,000. Zeus capital is 250,000. And then we have the revenue here, so that's 204 minus 12, 192,000. Okay, and then you have 8,000 here, and then 10,000. And then you have debit, rent expense, 12,000, 2,500, 6,000, then credit ng 6,000, then debit ng 4,000, credit ng 4, credit ng 12. Okay, so magkano yan? 257 plus 100,000 plus 24,000 plus 75 plus 30,000 plus 20,000 plus 8,000 plus 10,000 plus 12,000 plus 25 plus 6,000 plus 4,000, so 481. And then this one, 17,000 plus 250 plus 192 plus 6 plus 4 plus 12, 481. Okay, so now we are now going to distribute the figures under the adjusted trial balance into either income statement or balance sheet. Okay, so cash, this is a balance sheet item, so that we will forward it to the balance sheet column debit. That's 257,000. Receivable, again, this is a balance sheet item, so that's 100,000. And then prepaid rent, it's a balance sheet item, so that's 24,000. And then office equipment, it's a balance sheet item, so it's 7,500. Office equipment, balance sheet item, so 30,000. Office furniture, 20,000, balance sheet. Accounts payable, 17,000. That's a balance sheet item. And then capital, 250,000. And then revenue, it's an income statement item, credit, 192,000. And then utilities, debit, it's a balance sheet item. Income statement. Utility salaries is also an income statement item. So you have rent expense, also an income statement item. Supplies expense, 2,500. Depreciation expense is also an income statement item, but accumulated is a balance sheet item. Credit. Again, the depreciation expense is an income statement item, but accumulated is a balance sheet item. And then you have the unearned revenue is also a balance sheet item. Okay, so we're now going to get the total of the income statement column. So you have 8,000 plus 10,000 plus 12,000 plus 25 plus 6,000 plus 4,000. So the total here is 42,500. How about the credit? 192. So if you would notice, debit is not equal to credit by how much? Less 192. So that's 149,500. So we put it here, 149,500. For the debit to be equal to credit, that's 192,000. 192. Okay, now for the balance sheet, ano gagawin natin? Ganun din, we add the debit and the credit. Okay, so 257 plus 100,000 plus 24,000 plus 75 plus 20,000 plus 20,000. So that's 438,500. And on the credit side, 17 plus 250 plus 6,000 plus 4,000 plus 12,000. That's 289. Okay, so if you would notice, also debit is not equal to credit, so 438,500. Okay, so the difference is also 149,500. Okay, so that would balance the balance sheet for 38,500, for 38,500. Okay, so now you have a balanced balance sheet, and of course the income statement is also balanced. Now, if you would notice, no, the difference between the debit and credit in the income statement is equal to or the same as the difference between the debit and credit in the balance sheet. Now, anong ibig sabihin ito? Now, here, if you look at the income statement, the credit side is higher. And credit is what? The revenue. And the debit are the expenses. So, anong ibig sabihin ito? The company had a net income during the period. So, let's label that as net income. Okay. So, yeah. So, this is now your worksheet, which will serve as your basis for the preparation of the balance sheet and the income statement. Let's do the balance sheet and income statement, guys. See that. Okay, so we'll now prepare the financial statements, okay? So let us call the statement Z Consulting. Okay, so you have this statement of financial position or balance sheet. This is as of December 31. Say 2020 ba to? 2020 na lang. Okay? So you have the assets, which comprise of, you have the current assets. Okay, so ano sa current assets? You have cash. And magkano yung cash niya? 257,000. Dito natin ilagay. And then you have accounts receivable. $100,000. And then you have the prepaid rent. Prepaid rent is 24,000. And then we have the office supplies. And the office supplies is how much? 7,500. Okay, meron pa ba? I think wala na, no? So you have here the total current assets. So 257 plus 100,000 plus 24 plus 7,500. 388,500. Okay. Okay. And then you have the property and equipment. And these are the non-current assets, no? So under that, you have office equipment. How much? 30,000. And then less your accumulated depreciation. Magkano accumulated depreciation natin? That is 6,000. So less 6,000 pesos. So this is 24,000. Then you have office furnitures. For how much? 20,000. Less the accumulated depreciation for 4,000. So this is 16,000. Okay. I think wala na, no? So we have total property and equipment. Okay, so magkano siya? You have 24 plus 16, that's 40. So therefore, current plus non-current, you have total assets of, so 40 plus 388.5, that's 42850. So these are your total assets, okay? And then let's go to the liabilities and equity. Okay, so you have current liabilities. So we have accounts payable. How much is accounts payable? 17,000. Okay, so there's no more current liabilities. Sa taas, sa baba naman tayo, no? So sa baba, ano yung, okay, you have the unearned revenue. For 12,000. So therefore, the total current assets is how much? 17 plus 12, 29. So that's your total current, current liabilities. Okay, we don't have non-current, so we have the owner's equity. Owner's equity, you have the Z capital. For how much? 250, no? 250,000. Then we add the net income. How much was the net income? For 149,500. So how much is the total owner's equity? $250 plus 149.5, so that's 399,500. Okay, so therefore the total liabilities and owner's equity is, so you have this one plus total liabilities of 29,000. So you have 428,500. So balansyado, no? Okay. So let us now prepare our income statement. So you have Z Consulting income statement. for the year ended December 31, 2020. Okay, so you have the revenue. How much is the revenue? Revenue is 192,000. So this is 192,000. And then you have the expenses, okay? So less operating expenses. Okay, and may operating expenses natin, okay. So again, there's no rule really when it comes to presentation of expenses, but of course it would be, it would look amazing, or it would look better if we arrange it from highest to lowest. Okay, highest to lowest, subukan natin. Okay, so we have income statement. The highest is rent expense. So you have rent expense for 12,000 pesos. Pwede natin ilagay dito. And then what else? 12. And then the next one is 10, which is salaries. 10,000. And then the next one is, you have 8 utilities. 8,000 pesos. And then you have 6, which is depreciation expense. How much? 6,000. And then another depreciation expense. For 4,000 pesos. Meron pa ba? I think in 2,500 na lang, no? 2,500, that's the supplies expense. So therefore, ito, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we're done. So magkano yan? So that's 12 plus 10 plus 8 plus 6 plus 4 plus 2, 5. That's 42,500. So therefore, the difference minus 192 is, that's 149,500. Revenue being higher than expenses, so therefore this is your net income. Okay, so there you have it. You have the balance sheet and the income statement. Okay, so we will continue our discussion in the for the other steps in the accounting cycle, okay, in our next meeting. Okay, again, thank you very much for visiting my YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then you may want to press the bell button for you to be notified whenever I upload new topics or new videos. Okay, thank you very much. Stay safe, everyone, and see you again in my next session with you in about accounting and finance. Okay, thank you very much, and please stay safe, stay at home, and of course, love your family. Bye.